wanted to do wanted to do 2018 work really since I was a kid. It was the first comic that I really loved. First one, just always wanted to draw Gateshead basically. I think like everyone in British comics is pretty similar, certainly in my village anyway. So 2018 is quite a long held ambition, and I've been working for that for the last since 2022. So yeah, it's been fantastic.
Okay, the joys of technology never works. Obviously, we have no hassle. So when you're doing the comics and you're doing 2000 AD, I think, like you said, everyone wants to do Dread. That's the main one. Apart from Dread though, have you got a favourite character that you've either drawn or you'd like to do in the comic?
Well, what I like to do, what I get to do is we've got a couple of scripts that I work on, which are my creative own projects. So I've got a story called Burning Shock, which is like a folk magic tale. So everything I do turns stand up in basically like horror fiction stuff. So it's a folk horror story over the 2018 spin. That's great fun to draw. David, who writes it, is absolutely hilarious. It's quite a funny story. The main character is a bit of an idiot, and it's just basically a guy who gets into scripts. So that's good fun. I think my favourite, I shouldn't really say this, but my favourite and one close to my heart is a strip we do called Relict, which again is a weird premise about an immortal mouse who basically lives in a post-apocalyptic future. But that was the first story I did in 2018, and we got to, because it was the first thing I ever did, it kind of got a special place. And it actually gets brilliant feedback as well. Because Honor, who writes it, she's based in the States. She's just got she's got a quirky idea about stories, but she also has like a good emotional center to her stuff. So it's all like big grown-up men come up to us and say, "Oh, that one has some tears." So that's really cool. So,
now obviously you have alluded to the fact that you wanted to draw like Judge Dredd. If you could draw any comic at all, past or present, which comic or character would it be? Which one would you like to get your teeth into and actually do a full strip story, whatever you want to do?
I've got, after Judge Dredd, put that aside, I've got two. So, Swamp Thing, which I love because they're all known. I'd really love to do that. And an adjacent story to that whole place, which is John Constantine, which people might know from movies and stuff. Those two really, which are both American comics, but yeah, I'd love to do it. Yeah.
So obviously when you do drawing, how did you first start off like drawing? What was your first memory of doing it and thinking, I want to actually do this for a living?
In comics? Yeah. Well, I think like most kids, you get like sucked into things because you get praised. And like, so I remember probably in a very high standard, copying. I remember drawing a moose, like in school, and everyone was blown away by it. And I think that kind of sticks with you as a kid and becomes formative. You go, right, okay, I'm the one who's good at drawing. But I think when I really started to think about it outside of just something I like to do, to get a little bit of praise, was when I started in 2018, and all of a sudden realised this is a thing that people should do. And really since like about 9 years old, I never stopped wanting to do it. And I haven't been doing it since then. I hit start. It took me a long time to do it. I was just looking at all the, and at that point in time, it was in the 80s, the artists that they had in 2018 were all of them were phenomenal. It was just a golden age for just all the legends of British comics worked there at that time. So it was amazing. And I was completely turned on by that. And I remember drawing copying scripts, just drawing covers, and copying the covers, and just wanted to draw from that point on. And that's I'm 53 now, that's never really gone away. I'm still wanting to do it.
The thing that everyone says though, when you do something that you love, it's not really work. Now, obviously you've worked with a lot of people within the comic industry. Is there anyone that you wish you worked with, or you've never had the chance to work with?
Absolutely. Pat Mills. So Pat Mills was really sort of the main editor that started 2018. And he created most of the classic characters. We just talked about Slaying earlier on, which is a strip that Pat Mills wrote about a Celtic warrior. I would have loved to have done that. I would have loved to work with Pat because he was just I think he's difficult to work with actually. But this is very particular. But I just think he's all those things I love. He's got a big part. So yeah, Pat Mills. Or I'll know.
I think it's two legends who you can't really fault either one. Now, bringing 2018 to the big screen is always going to be. So obviously we had the Stallone one and we had the urban one. What's your thoughts on both those films?
Well, I think the Stallone one would have been good without Stallone. It was okay. I mean, the Muppets did well in that. It was very fantastical, and the city was very fantastical. Whereas the Carl Urban one, he was actually good. It was a lot grittier, a lot darker, which is kind of what the comic was like. But the comic also had that madness, which could possibly like. And I think that maybe was missing from that film. Oh, that was a really cool movie. And I think the next one is the Italian one. It sounds like it might be the competition. Yeah, I mean, unbalanced for the Carl Urban, Dread movie. Yeah, there's some good stuff in it. The slow one's generally hated as well. There's some good stuff. Yeah.
And then also, I don't know when it's coming out because it keeps getting sort of hidden. We've got Road Trooper. So what's your thoughts on that one, also with being like animation and things like that?
I kind of wish it wasn't animation, to be honest. But I mean, I've just seen so little of that so far. It's hard for me to make a comment on it really. I know that Dave Gibbons and Jerry Finneydale, who are the original creators of Road Trooper, they'll do it. So they like it must be quite good. But I guess it's affecting their bank balance a lot more than mine. But I wait to see that. I would just sort of we've done things like giving him peoples in his arms. I'm too much of a purist. I didn't want it because it doesn't run downs. Too much of a purist. So I kind of wish he had a more classic look. But I'll wait to see it.